Wait a minute. That's not what it's like to work here. That recruiting video's just a hunk of shit.
Morning, everyone. Took a second. My system didn't want to let me swap over and do what I needed to do. So, I'm going to start off this morning's stream just by, announcing things a little bit differently, doing a few things while I get a couple of my channel stuff sorted out here first thing. I know right now we're waiting on a few people to join up. But I will disclose that this morning the stream is going to be a little bit weird. I am going to have a couple of different things that I'm going to do, but I do need to let you know that I did have late last night an interview request that got scheduled for about 10 o'clock this morning time frame, my time. So the stream will kind of go into multiple pieces today, but I will be going beyond and past noon today. So that's really what I'm looking for. Or should I say, that's really kind of what I'm looking forward to, because that's what I'm hoping, is that, you know, have a good little conversation with somebody today about a job, and then on top of that, get to be able to run a little bit longer in the stream and enjoy a few things. So I'm going to start out a little differently than I normally would. Um, One of the things that I had someone request about was some general information about the game, what's happening. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put together kind of this general schedule. Like on Mondays, I'll sit down and do what I'm about to do now, which is kind of a quick little roadmap review before I jump into game and start getting going. Obviously, 3.9 is running, as you can see. There were a few things that were still ultimately, it looked like, usually this marker means that they're still working on a few things, but it looks like they do have everything released in 3.9, which is good, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of that one. And 3.10. So 3.9 released in April, right? So, Win of God, morning, how's it going, dude? Um, or should I say Win of Good, there we go. Man, my glasses. I seriously don't want to have my glasses on because of the lights, but it's killing me, right? Um, so, 3.9 released in April of this year. So if I go backwards and start to take a look, 3.5 released in April. So go one step forward for 3.6, which is July. That tells me that sometime in July is when we're looking at 3.10 to drop. So, again, kind of where we are at this morning is I'm going to do a few things a little bit differently, and we're going to run through a few things. This will become more of like a normal Monday content where I kind of give you like a week update of what's taking place and where things are sitting. So I think that'll work out, and that'll be pretty cool. And by the way, Win, thank you for the host, by the way. I really do appreciate it. I'm glad to see you this morning. So, characters. Obviously, they're implementing some new mission givers. They're about 39 out of 50 tasks in. So let's see what it's going to do. So they're creating one for Microtech, trying to get the behavior, the audio, some of this other stuff. And they're writing a company mission text. So I don't know anything about this mission yet. Hopefully it's an FPS mission, because that's what they're really sorely lacking on right now, is FPS missions. So in 3.10, hopefully that becomes one of the things that they get knocked out here, because it is in development and it looks like they're getting pretty close to having that one done. We've got some updates for New Babbage. It looks like they're going to be adding a few shops. We won't go too deep into all that. However, the long-awaited Grim Hex improvements. Those are some things, and they are pretty close to having that done as well. And then they'll start some quality testing on it. But I'd like to take a look here at what they're doing. So they're making a complete landing zone. Maybe that'll open it up for caterpillars, larger ships, things like that. Because this is a pirate haven. This should be a really good location and be able to service all types of ships and not just small stuff. Let's see, utilitarian hangars. That's great. That means that they are going to larger ships. Accessible in the main hub. A scramble race. Nice. They'll be adding a little bitty race in here through the, hopefully through the asteroid field. Additional content. Well, that's kind of spooky and mysterious, but you know, hey, we'll get to it. Figure that one out. So, looks like they're making some progress in a couple of different locations. AI, FPS combat weapon types. They're polishing it, so it looks like they've already completed the programming. Let's see. The AI to act more realistic and tactical instead of just standing there or hiding behind boxes. Good. It allows them to use different wide range of weaponry. Much better. So that'll make the FPS portion of the game probably just a little bit more functional, and it should be good to go there. I like that concept. I'm not a huge FPS person, but for those that are, I think that is that'll be good. And yeah, when I think there'll still be a bunch of posers, and they'll still stand on chairs in ports, but that's part of the. There's a difference between the guys just standing there supposedly eye candy, and the guys that are out there actually trying to kill you. Alright, so cover usage. So it looks like the NPCs will be able to use environmental cover and things like that. That'll be great. Again, this is what the FPS community was really looking forward to, is starting to see some of the more polished gameplay and the AI mechanics. Alright, gameplay. Elevators. The bane of everybody's existence. It looks like they're working on some of the elevator stuff, so we're not going to belabor that one. A new targeting methodology. Smart AI players will complain that they're too smart. Okay, alright, I got it. Chad, absolutely. So anytime this morning, dude, I'm up on, you know, our Discord, so if you want to hop in at any point in time and chat, that's all good. But yes, too many people will complain. You're never going to please everybody, right? So, what is the new targeting methodology? Fundamental changes to how targets are tracked on and off your screen. UI updates to improve the visibility of the lock track targets and return of pin targets. Nice. Okay. So, one of the things that is a challenge for me in ship-to-ship combat is as you do some of these flybys, yeah, I got it. So as you see some of these flybys that I do, the problem is that the radars don't track very well, and sometimes it's really hard to get back on target, and it gives a ship an opportunity to get their shields back up. And I'm hoping that that really works kind of through that. Body dragging. Okay, this is going to be something that is put together just entirely for maybe mission purposes or for bounty hunters. That maybe you actually have to knock somebody out or take their body and throw them on your ship in order to be able to claim the bounty. So we'll give that one a little bit of time, see if we can get some more information around that one. High-speed combat, changing the way ship components behave at high speed. Okay, let's see. They'll suffer strains. Oh, okay. So you could possibly do damage to your ship when you're trying to push the envelope there. That might neutralize some of the playing field for some of the extremely highly mobile ships. All right, HUD reworks. Let's take a look at the HUD rework. New building blocks in the system. We're taking the opportunity to redesign the HUD and make much needed changes or improvements. Well, that still doesn't tell me what's going to happen in the HUD. There's a lot of ships I really like the HUD in, but there's a lot of ships that I'm just like, okay, this is like too basic. You can't see everything that you need to see. So I think this is that we'll just the jury's out on that one. I want to see what they do to it. Again, that's going to be like personal taste for everybody. I wish they would kind of let you configure your own HUD and let it sit there and stay that way, as opposed to just maybe quickly flipping through some of the little digital screens and then that's all you get, and then you have to reset it every time you get in the ship. Um, let's see. Law System, version 2, surrender. What is this? Ability for criminals in ships to surrender to security rather than be killed. Well, who would want to do that? Where's the fun in that? You know what? Just yeah, I'm gonna leave that one there because we'll figure that one out. But why would a criminal want to surrender other than be killed? Unless you've got a crime stat and maybe you have cargo on board. If they store the ship and they store the cargo, then maybe that might be something. We'll have to see how that works out. Restricted area rework. So they're improving the behavior of restricted areas. That's long overdue. Let's close that one down. That's gameplay. Ships. What are they doing to the M50? They're revising it. Well, that doesn't tell me a whole lot of what they're doing. Balancing and rework the base model. Make it flight ready in game. Improvements to the landing gear, compression, and updating cockpit UI metrics to improve pilot experience. Okay, I haven't flown the M50. I can't make any accusations or claims here, but I'm sorry. That landing gear on that ship looks ghetto. A couple of little piddly wheels looks ghetto to me. That's kind of weird. Alright. Moving on. Weapons and items. Electron sniper rifle. Okay. I can dig it. I can get behind a sniper rifle. There's not many places in game that you can use one right now, but I can get behind a sniper rifle. It's what my preferred weapon is in most FPSs. Ballistic SMG. So it's just another SMG. We have a electron pistol. So again, another little electron pistol. Now, what do we have? Mass driver revisions. This is one that I think everybody's going to want to know about. And you're not going to tell me anything about what you're doing to the mass drivers. So mass drivers were really huge in 3.8 and 3.7, and now all of a sudden they're kind of... People still like them, but they're not doing the same thing that they were before. So we'll see. Hopefully the mass drivers, they get them back and get them normalized again. So it's not just energy repeaters all over the place. And finally, Core-Tech. What do we've got going on? New shader features. Oh, wow, look at that. The realism of oceans. So you're going to get some new shader features to pick up some light effects that come over the oceans. Looks like they're done with that and they're actually just polishing it. And then we're going to have height map improvements. So there looks to be a lot more detail and resolution sitting here over a lot of the craters and stuff that I'm seeing just in the picture. So we'll see how that one works out, although they just started development on it. So we'll try and find out what happens with this whole shader functionality. So guys, that's the quick and dirty version of the roadmap this morning. So this is content that I know that I'm going to be shifting to Mondays under a standard schedule, and it'll be how I kind of kick off my stream, while we get people in and get them oriented. And it'll also help me kind of get a little bit more familiar with what's up and coming and what's going on. Now, I'm going to jump back over because I do have the game open right now, and I'm going to hop back in. I am working off in the Australian servers. So when you made a statement earlier about you see me play Star Citizen before the stream on Discord, I did this morning, and it was because I got some notifications from some people that I follow about some issues that were happening last night, and I wanted to go in and check them out for myself. Apparently, the global chat functionality was down and having issues since last night, and I know that's not something that I'm generally used to working in, because normally I hide it during the stream. But one of the other things that I had heard is that the UEE fleet, the quantum beacon, was no longer showing. So I went in to try and see if I could see the quantum beacon, if I could go station to station, see what was going on there. you know, I did, you know, take the opportunity to grab a few trades and try and make a little bit of cash while I was doing it because of the little bit of oof that we had yesterday. That kind of hurt. So when I got in this morning and I was running, they did a server reset. Um, I want to say it was about 2 hours ago. And the server reset did fix the what's it called, the global chat issue that was going on. But what still I was struggling with before I had logged out here, what I was struggling with is I still couldn't find the UEE fleet, the quantum beacon for it, which is a huge challenge for me. It's a problem um, because today's stream was supposed to be entirely about doing what we could do to steal an F8. But if we can't find the fleet, I can't find an F8. So we may adjust what we're doing if, for whatever reason, we can't hunt down the fleet, even if the quantum beacon is a little bit off. So last thing I did this morning before the stream started is I ran over to Area 18 because today is the day I should have access to a few ships that are sitting over here. Alright. So, Chad, I see a lot of guys trying to get killed to drop their crime stat. So they end up with higher crime stats instead of trying to get the AI to kill them. Well, very true. There's a lot of people who just don't realize how the mechanic actually works in the game. Alright, so we should be here in our core. And we will find our way over to the convention center and see what we have available to us this morning. Let me get into third-person view, and we're going to make him just go into like a little, if you want to call it cock of the walk kind of strut here. That's what it reminds me of, right? Just kind of got a little strut going. Alright, so that's good to know that my hammerhead is available, but we are going to get down there and we're going to go take a look. We're going to tour some of the other ships that are there as well. Oh, Chad, that was your statement itself was regarding the surrender function. Yeah, I can definitely see how that works. Retaliators are free today too. Alright, so we got a couple of ships that we're going to be checking out today. Let's just get in, get some tours, take a look. I mean, I know realistically you can always tour the Hammerhead over at Lorville, but I've never had the opportunity to fly it. And Mushan, thank you for joining us this morning. It has, I want to say it's been a couple of days since I've seen you on, but I am glad to see you back, bro. Let's see, so we should be, I want to say over here. We're going to pick our pace up just a touch. And we want to hit the convention center. I'm trying to get better at Arcor in Area 18 here. It's not my normal hangout. There's been so many glitches. I'm just not bothered with Star Citizen. Oh, we have a tram. Let me get on it real quick before I... and I missed it. Dang it. Okay. Alright. You were playing Avorion for like 16 hours yesterday? Dude, that's a freaking beast of a marathon you had going on there. Oh, it wasn't your bad, dude. It was me. I'm kind of, like I said, I got this guy set to stroll and just kind of chill, so... There's another train coming in a few seconds. I'm not going to be overly worried about it. Except if old boy here keeps pushing on me. Get out of my way, dude. Wait. He can push me out of the way, but I can't push him? That's unfair. You can stand there with your attitude stance all you want. It's a good thing they don't let me have my gun available. So I have not truthfully heard about the game. So what is Avorion about? A space thing. You pushed me out of the way, and now you're not even getting on the train. You douche. Like space engineers. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if that's again, everybody's got a bunch of different games that they really enjoy. I couldn't really do much of anything with space engineers. It's not that it wasn't a cool concept or anything, and it's got a lot of creativity to it. I just never found myself getting into it. So it's a space sim where you are the ship. Okay. There's faction politics, economy, and RTS. Okay. The RTS side of that is kind of intriguing. I may have to check it out. Is it on Steam or something? Okay. I may do that in some downtime and check it out and see what it's like. I mean, as of right now, I'm like a full-on, full-bore addict of Star Citizen, so I guess, I like if you want to call it the masochism of winning and losing trades and everything. I think that's where I'm at the moment. Because, dude, there is so much you can do in this verse. Let me turn the sound effects down on my ear just a bit. Now we got some pimp music playing. Okay, glad that's over with. Alright, so we're just going to head straight on down. We've already explored all this fun stuff, but my glorious F8, I really want to steal you. Ship Hall. Alright, so I'm going to check again, because I didn't do it, because I got into to chatting back and forth here. I'm going to check again as soon as we get down to the display floors here. One of the things that I want to look at is see if they did correct the issue with the fleet showing. And they did. Absolutely wonderful. So we will be able to try and do what we can to see if we can get after the fleet this morning on stream. So again, guys, I will give you the heads up. I'm touring right now. Thank you, Luke, and welcome to the stream. So here's the thing, guys. Like I had said very first thing, and I know I didn't have anybody on. I do have a very important phone call that will be coming up. It's over a possible interview this morning at about 10 a.m. But after that phone call is up, I will be bringing the stream back live again. I'll have it on a break screen. And I do plan on going well beyond noon today. I have a whole lot of opportunity and time to be able to mess around. Alright, so Luke, the Caterpillar, in my opinion, and I know Chad, who you see on here as Khaki78, it has quickly become one of the favorite ships in the game. It just, the flight model on it, the capabilities of it, what all it can do, it's absolutely fantastic. So let's see. Yes, you'll get chum. I'm sorry for the fires. You know, COVID-19 hit a lot of people in a lot of different ways. My wife's an EMT, and she works and works on the front line with all this stuff. So that's not really scared us from an illness perspective, but unfortunately, with a lot of people, and I'm going to say this, there has been some mass reactions, some warranted, some not, and a lot of knee-jerk reactions. And when the economy started to slow down and they started shutting businesses down, that was where I got affected by it. But shit happens. Alright, so what are we looking at here? I don't recognize this fighter off the top of my head. It's the Saber. It just looks different when you're on the ground and you're not getting above view of this thing. I mean, I know it's a very capable, fast, nimble fighter, but coming up to it like this, I didn't recognize it. Okay. Still a pretty little ship. You know, Luke, one of those things that might be possible is, you know, we did say the other day on stream what we'd like to do is get a couple of our Caterpillars. Chad's got 2, I've got 2 available. Get some pilots in game and pay those pilots 20% of profits. So there's always a way to come work for us and maybe try that. We get some stuff rolling on stream and see how that works. So that's another Saber variant. Okay, which variant is this one? The Comet. Still a pretty little ship. Again, we're working our way around here, so we're going to have some fun. So, another one with VTOL capabilities. Huh. Should be our Retaliator. Our bomber, right? Yep, it's the massive torpedo. It's the Retaliator. So that is one. While we're here, we're going to go ahead and put this into our inventory. We will rent this one. Alright. So the Retaliator's one that we're going to explore and go through actually in the shipyard. I'm going to save the Hammerhead for last. So let's run across here, go take a look at some of our other fighters and things. Now, again, everybody, not everybody, why'd I say everybody? One of the best and coolest starting ships that was available right here is the Titan, okay? A lot of people don't realize how strong and how capable the Titans are. You've got some interdictor style Titans. You've got some standard, just free flight mode Titans. But the fact of the matter is that they have, you know, the cargo capacity that's available in this thing, the flight model that's available in this thing, not to mention its range. Compared to a lot of the other small ships, the range on the Titan is fantastic. Like, I flew it from Port Olisar over here to Area 18, and it felt like I didn't even make a dent in the fuel tanks. There's not much to them on the interior, though. I mean, obviously, you just kind of get in and out of the cargo bay and run up to a single pilot coast seat. But other than that, it's a fantastic starter ship. Now, we have my personal favorite right here, which is the Gladius. This is the one that I own. I had done some weapon swap outs and things like that. I haven't pulled it back out since I did the account reset and the user folder reset. But what I did notice is that when I tried to pull my Prospector out this morning to check and see if I still had my laser mining head on it, the helix was missing. So I'm assuming that all of the upgrades that I had put into my Gladius were all probably gone as well. So it may be something that I have to work on trying to get built back up again. Alright, so let's work our way over here. And now, we got some of the... Okay, so these guys right here, and I can't tell you why, but something about them just scream Macross to me. You know? I mean, the Caterpillar screams that it's like the SDF-1. But there's something about these guys that I just absolutely freaking love. check out the size of that weapon up front. That is insane. It's got to be like a size 4. There was a huge debate in chat first thing this morning as I was going through, and it was about the Sentinel here, right? So the Vanguard Sentinels. Somebody was asking about whether it was better to get the Harbinger or the Sentinel, and they were trying to be talked into one or the other. And to be honest, I can't tell you because I haven't had too much experience with it. I do know that Bagonis loves his. But it appears to be a pretty solid ship. I mean, now, he's a capable pilot with it, but it's a pretty solid ship. I wonder if I can hop up here and try and get in her. Let's see what she'll let me do. No, she won't. Wait, there. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted. So, I can't get in the rear access panel or hatch, which is terrible. That's kind of sucky. Okay, we'll have to maybe rent one and check it out, but I'm not too dead set on that. And I do want to get out and get some flight time in this big old beast. So, the Hammerhead. If you take a look at this sucker, now it's a good sized ship. It's not the size of the Caterpillar, right? It'll feel like it when you're wandering around inside. But these massive turrets that sit on the side of here, you get a crew in this sucker, and the amount of firepower that you are able to put out is just absolutely stupid insane. So let's see, where is my access port to get in and out of this guy? I want to say it was like right, nope. Call elevator, there we go. Let's go up and do some exploring here. Alright, been a while since I've been inside one, but it's very militaristic. There is no frills here. It's just a great little machine. Okay, so we have cargo and engine room that way, and we have the bridge that way. So let's run back and take a look at the cargo room, because I don't remember there being any listings against the Hammerhead on cargo capabilities. I mean, obviously, here's our engine room. That looks like a small little cargo loader right there. You know, we've got a back turret access. This right here, that's interesting. So I wonder if this is just so you can like load up a small little snub in here. Doesn't look like it's big enough to handle a snub fighter though. That's what's interesting. Go ahead and drop that one. But yeah, if we go over, and I'm gonna quickly tab here, and let's go over to RSIs, right? There shouldn't be any true cargo capacity to this thing. Right? So if I come down to the Hammerhead, I don't care which one it is. It's going to show me the specs for both. But if I head on down here to the Hammerhead, and I take a look at it, I come to the... it does. It have a 40 SCU cargo capacity. So that is... it's interesting. I wonder what we could do with that. That would be like a heavily armored Laranite runner right there. Or even a Grecium runner, where it doesn't take too long to fill it up. You make a lot of money off of it, but you don't have to worry about pirates either. I could see how that could definitely fit into a fleet. That would be nice. Alright. So we just have split hallways here. Obviously, what do we got going on here? I don't think I've ever messed with this. We got another lift here. Interesting. Okay. So we just got a cargo review area. Another set of hallways. Looks like. We got crew quarters. Or is that not really crew quarters? That's just a kitchen dining room kind of thing. Supplies. So you have a supply closet. Alright, well, maybe they'll make that interactable in game. That's interesting. It's just kind of cool little eye candy to kind of explore around a little bit here as we kind of push forward in it. Does that one open? Nope, that one does not. Some ships, some of these panels will pop open and close, so like I said, it's really kind of cool what you can get a chance to see. So, again, looks like we've got another little lift. So, it looks like it's nothing but crew compartment sitting up here. But I didn't see any bunks. I only saw some place to eat. Alright, so what do we got here? We got a side turret. Okay, is this captain's quarters? Maybe. What we got through here? Is it a bunk? Yep. That is a militaristic style captain's quarter. Alright, nice. Alright, so we already ran down to the cargo and engine room, so let's run up to the bridge, follow old boy here as he's booking through this ship, not appreciating her. Again, looks like we've got another little lift that's going to take you down. I'm wondering if that is the secondary crew quarter section. No, that's to get off the ship. Alright, so we won't worry about that one. I'm glad I looked before I jumped. That would have been bad. Alright, got a split hallway here, so let's go over to the right. I am assuming we are going to be looking at another gunner's chair. Yep, these are the forward turrets. So off the hammerhead corners, those are going to be your forward turrets. Good to go on that, right? Let's see. So, up to what appears to be... Oh, it's an airlock, right? Why would you have an airlock here in front of the... Let's open that one. So what do we got here? Open here. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So, what I am not seeing, though, is my cockpit. So, a bridge. There we go. That's the one. So, he sent the lift down, so apparently we're just going to jump. Maybe hurt ourselves. Oh, that's nice. That's nice and open. Look, that's one of those things that you struggle with right there. It's that viewpoint going through the floor. So again, it's kind of very militaristic. Enter the pilot seat. I know we're not going to be able to do anything, but I do want to see what the view looks like here. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have a couple of good clean monitors to mess with. You can see down and around side. So there's a lot of view capability in this ship. It's impressive. So now we're going to get out of here. We're going to rent the sucker. And we're going to go see what we can do about maybe getting into space just long enough to give it a little bit of a flight test. Come on, let me out. Alright, so we're going to run back here, get to our lift. This one should take us off ship. Good with that. So we're going to go ahead and rent this sucker. Alright. Now, for argument's sake, I'm going to run over and I'm going to run and grab a Harbinger as well. Let's see. Which one do we want to go after? That's the hoplite. It's the Warden. I do not want an EMP. Harbinger. There we go. That's the one. Let's rent you. Alright. So we got a couple of ships to play with and mess around with here. I'm going to head back over to, really quickly, we're going to go ahead and book it back over to the starport. I mean, theoretically, I could probably just commit suicide where I'm at right now, wake up, and then head over there. But, that's boring. Did I miss something here? Oh, I guess that's a way for you to kind of check out the ships. Just supposed to be some more eye candy here. Okay. Nope. We're not going to stick around. I just hadn't noticed that room before. Wait a minute. There's our Eclipse as well. We'll just, you know, for argument's sake, we're here. We're going to grab one. We'll play around with them. Alright. Spaceport it is. To Area 18. To Area 18. Spaceport. That's where I want to get to. Okay, Luke, I can't see if you're still on right now. But I will tell you, if you are, we do have an org and we do have the details that are down below. If and you're over on YouTube, okay. Um, the org is technically called Hauling Butt Incorporated. Um, we first launched it off, the intention was to be more of a trading guild and organization. Um, Eventually, it's going to have everything to it, but we just started that one off. Now, um, if you're on Star Citizen and you go in and you look up the different orgs that are available, look up HBINC, okay? And that's going to be how you're going to find it. At least from a YouTube connection perspective. If you're over on the Twitter space, looking at the page on the Twitter space, not Twitter, jeez Louise, I better get my gaffies out this morning before I have this interview call, right? If you're over on our Twitch stream, then what you'd end up seeing is that there's a tile that's down below the actual stream itself that does have a direct recruitment link over to it. Let me out, let me out, let me out. Okay. This should be our spaceport, so we should be all right here. Just turn tail and book it, and then get to customs, yank out one of our ships. Here we go. So what should we check out first? I really want to fly the Hammerhead, and I know I'm going to. But I think what we will do is we will take out the Retaliator first. I think I'm going to save the Hammerhead for when I can, when I get right back on stream, right after my call is done. That way I can, Hangar 4, that way I can spend a little bit more time in the aircraft. Yeah, it's kind of funny. My chat log isn't updating with the folks that are over there on YouTube watching. So, guys, I appreciate y'all being here. Right now, the funny thing is I know there's at least 4 people that are over there, and there's a few people that are over on Twitch, and I'm looking at my chat log, and my chat log usually has a combined number of who all's on, so I kind of got a general feeling of what's happening. I keep looking over there, and I'm like, wait, it's telling me nobody's watching. Am I just sucking nuts today, or what's the deal? Alright, so let's do another quick walk around to this sucker, because I've never gotten onto one, so I don't know where the entrance is. We'll have to figure it out. That is a big old bomber. Let's explore the underbelly, because this looks promising. Is it? Or is it not promising? No. That doesn't want to let me on. There's something here, though. Okay, use the elevator. Yeah, this is a big old bomber. That's misleading how big this thing is. Alright. So, let's do a quick exploration. So, A deck. Those are torpedoes. Obviously. You're just not going to want to let me walk through that door, are you? So we will walk up this direction. Look at the size of those beasts. think I'm walking backwards in this ship. Looks like another turret location or something like that. So yeah, we did walk to the aft section of the ship. And I'm sorry for the camera angles. It's really, really tight in here. Alright, so there's all of that. There's torpedoes facing forward. So let's take the front hallway and see where it gets us. Alright, this did get us to the cockpit. So let's jump in here. Get her loaded up. Field of view is not very good in this ship. I can tell you that right now. I am feeling like the field of view is not good, but let's see how the panel setups. Ooh, that's a nice radar configuration. I will give it that. Alright, and turning on our engines just shut off our audio, which is fantastic, right? I guess it's a good thing I'm going to have my call here in a few minutes, so... Let's see here. Can we manipulate any of this stuff right here? Everything's fired up, but... menus... Can I bring up my comms? Yes, I can. Let's get a ability to launch. Oh, I'm so irritated that the audio just cut out. I wanted to hear this sucker. I mean, I like the fact that it's got the multiple turrets sitting here, so it's not a defenseless bomber. But, I mean, you're talking a torpedo boat from all get out. I can definitely see where this would be a very useful machine to have if you're trying to engage into some capital ship combat. Let's take the VTOL off. Let's lock our cruise control, and we're gonna look around this thing for a minute. Get rid of the gear. Our winglets extended. Yeah, it's got a pretty sleek little look to it. It's not got a wide profile, but it's got a very long profile. That's kind of awesome. Let's head on back into the cockpit as we're getting ready to break back out here. Let's see what kind of top speed we're looking at as we get this sucker throttled up. So again, I apologize for the audio. I'm probably going to have to restart the game, but I will do that once we put the stream on hold for a little bit. Let's get out into atmosphere, or get out of the atmosphere so that we can see exactly what happens here with our throttling. ArcCorp does not want to let you get out of the system quickly, that's for sure. I don't like the fact that it's still consistently trying to overheat. This thing potentially needs some better coolers on it if you're going to use it to try and escape, you know, any type of scenarios. Because, like, I'm not even touching the afterburn or anything like that. So this one's really struggling on heat dissipation. Alright, now top speed is getting there, and it looks like it's going to be just shy of 1,000. So 941, top speed. Let's see how reactive she is if I go cut that off and hit VTOL. Nope. She is not responsive at all. Now let's kind of give her the... Let's give her the flight twist set up here. So let me get lined up behind it. Let's take her back out of VTOL. And what we're going to do is, this is a hard left turn. So it is not responsive. Okay, she flies horribly slow. There is no response whatsoever in this vehicle. Okay, so I can definitely say this thing lives up to its billing. It is nothing more than just a straight up torpedo boat, and it basically is a boat. This is not what I would consider to be a great flight for something of its size, like a fighter style, even though it's a large bomber. Um, to me, it feels just as responsive, if not less so, than flying a Caterpillar. Now, you would normally say that I would agree that that is a great flight experience, and maybe it is from a controls perspective, but not if you're going to be in a combat zone. Because basically what you're saying is if you don't have a crew here that can man your guns, you're really going to be sitting in a position that you're kind of a lame duck. You're going to have to launch your payload and just basically bolt out, and that's all you can do. Because if you get into a fighter swarm, you're in trouble. You'll never keep up with them. They'll stay behind you the entire time. Um, so, guys, I'm going to go ahead and reset my game and get ready for my call. So, like I said, I will be bringing the stream. The stream's not going down. It's going to stay live. I'm just going to have it on a break screen for a while. And as soon as my call is over, I don't know how long that's going to take, I will be right back, and I will be back in live. And I should be running through most of the afternoon. My intentions would be to try and run till about 5 p.m. Central. So I will catch back up with you guys, and I appreciate it. We will be right back. Yes, Anderson, there was something wrong with the microphone. It's called user error. Okay. I had my mute turned on my microphone and not just sitting on the system. So, I apologize. Hopefully that's a little better. I'm now seeing the reaction going on the stream software. Yeah, so it turned out that that was just a consulting firm that wanted permission to represent me uh, to some of their clients. It's some people I had worked with in the past. Um, they have switched companies that they represented and wanted to bring me on as a potential client. So that's all good. We'll see if that turns into anything. That's why it was such a quick little conversation. It wasn't actually a full interview. But that said, we've acquired our ships this morning. We got a chance to fly the bomber, and I didn't like it. I can see where it would fit into the fleet for some people, as far as being able to take down some capital ships. But if you don't have a crew in that thing, you're a dead man. So, we got a little bit of time on our hands, and I will be streaming again till probably 5 o'clock this evening. So it'll be a good long day. We might get a little bit of a mixture of everything in today, depending on what happens with our attempts on the F8. But we're definitely going to jail at some point, because we got to get a crime stat to get them to follow us, and more than likely we're going to get killed. So before we do that, and I have to spend 5 to 10 hours sitting in prison or mining, hand mining, to get out, I'm pretty sure that the capital ships did sell out. There are a lot of people who really... Okay, the model in this game is the moment they're announced, buy them. They may be 250, they may be 350 bucks at the time, but you buy the ship. You're not going to get it for probably 2 to 3 years before you actually get your hands on the ship itself. But they're going to give you substitute ships to fly in the interim. And so it's not like you're stuck without something to work with. But every single sales event that takes place after that ship is announced from the very first one, the price goes up. So, capital ships is something that a lot of people have been really geeking out over in this game. And if I had the funds, I probably would have been one of them that would have been standing in line trying to get a hold of a capital ship. I mean, I would love... Well, let me rephrase. Chad and I had a conversation the other night, and one of the things that we had talked about is, although I could be online and I could lend people my ships and let them get out and fly and try them, what I really don't think they thought through is part of the organization and guild systems. If you can take the organization and put money into the org, and then let the org itself buy a ship that people can use, as long as they're part of the org, they could check it out and use it. That would be fantastic. Now, that goes against the money model, obviously. But I think that it would be much better to where you don't have to be online all the time to let somebody use the ships. The orgs themselves, other than, are you part of an organization, can you call yourself by this organization's name, I don't see a whole ton of benefit there. Obviously there's no raids or anything like that in game. We're talking, the standard MMO kind of stuff. There's nothing that could be accomplished by the org that you can't do using a standard Discord right now, right? But I think if they were to come back and introduce the fact that you could deposit money into the org and then let the org make a purchase, and then people could check out the ship. What hangar did they put us in? I wasn't paying attention. Alright, well, we're going to go on a little bit of a joyride here. I think that would be a fantastic way to make it work. Did the in-game ship available purchase change at all? I can pull it up for you real quick. Let me get to the Hammerhead. We're not too far away. And then I'll pull up the in-game ship purchases and see what we got. So that's 800. So that was Hangar 3. Let's go to 2. And we will watch our number click off and see if it is our... It is not. Hangar 1. I could always go back to the terminal and check it out, but, you know, that's kind of boring. Let's just play Russian roulette here. 370. So, Hangar 4. Hangar 4 is going away from it, apparently. Or is it? Yep, looks like we're going away from it. Not cool. Hangar 3. So far, we're working our way through every single hangar and just riding an elevator all day. This is fantastic television. I love it. Alright, back to the spaceport. I'm not doing this all day. We're going to go find out where our Hammerhead's sitting. That's fine. I got access to a terminal right over here. So, we're going to go look. You're probably right, Anderson, but I don't fly in and out of here enough in order to be able to know exactly what's going on with some... Hangar 7. Hangar 7. We both would have been wrong. Alright, and obviously riding the elevator was not exciting because I did just watch some people bounce on it, so it's all good. It's all good. I finally get to fly the beast. Let's go ahead and get inside of here. We'll get her airborne. And then I'm going to flip over to the RSI pages, and let's take a look. At what we got available to us. Alright, so up front, I think the command deck is back. We have to turn around to get to the command deck. Which we do, right? So obviously, let's get on our... Well, I didn't like that. I wanted to get into the ladder, but alright, deal with it. Maiden voyage. This will determine whether we get this or whether we go after the Valkyrie. Let's see. So we do have on this one the ability to get to our comm channels. Oh, I didn't even notice it. It's actually sitting up in my upper right comm or upper right panel location. See, getting used to all this fun stuff, that's always the cool part, right? How is she gonna fly? She's wider than I figured. Okay. So maiden flight, and I already crashed into something. Ooh, she feels heavy. Let's get back into our cockpit here. Does our seat rotate with this thing? I don't know. Hold on. We'll have to figure that out. So let's get ourselves up to a really good pitch. Set our cruise control. She's slow. I can't admit that. She is slow. But I want to get her into space before I really start doing anything like that. So while we got cruise control going and that's taken care of, let's see. Let's hop back over here and let's look at our game packages right now, right? So right here, I don't know if, let's see, sort by price. Let's go with our game packages and go from cheap to expensive, right? They've got the Warbond starter pack, the Avenger Titan Warbond on sale. That's a pretty good little configuration and setup for 65 bucks. Cutlass is 115, so all those seem to be in line with the exploration pack. So they didn't change the actual ship packages yet, the actual game packages. The only thing that looks like they did was include the Avenger Warbond in here, which is okay. Let's go to ships. Let's go to extras here. Let's go to our standalone ships and see what they've got able to sell here in the standalone ships, and we will go by price. Right? So as I'm scrolling through here, I'm looking for anything that I could say would be an anomaly, something that's a little bit different. Let's see. So the Ursa Rover, I don't remember seeing that one. I may be wrong, but the Ursa Rover 2950 edition, that's new. Origin Warbond rovers, those are new. Let's keep rolling through here. So it looks like they've done quite a few ground vehicles. Oh, ones that you can buy with in-game currencies. We'll go back and check. I don't believe so. I don't believe that they updated anything from the in-game currency perspective. But again, I'm kind of curious here because I want to see some of the bigger ships that are available once we get up about the 150 mark. Because it wouldn't be... Because I'm sitting here on this Prospector, so I could burn it and go into something larger if I absolutely wanted to, but I'm not sure if I want to go there. So the Andromeda would cost me another 75 bucks or 70 bucks. The Redeemer. Ooh, that Redeemer's kind of cool looking, at least. I'll have to take a look at it here in a minute. Obviously, this would become my starting ship regardless of what happened. So here's the Crucible. Warbond Polaris. And yeah, so... Damn, Hammerhead's available. You can buy it now. Alright. Carrack's 600. Yeah, those are a bit out of my price range. I think I'm going to stay away from those. But we should be in space now. So let's check our top speed. And the field of view is not quite what I thought it would be. Because when the camera wants to recenter and settle, it's really, your crosshairs are really high up in the glass there. So you lose a lot of vertical viewpoint here. From a single pilot perspective, so we do have 1,000 speed, which is pretty respectable. I can say that I do think that that's pretty respectable. So let's go into our third person, and I'm gonna actually, let's come out of that for a second. I'm gonna take the speed back down to increase its maneuverability. Check what kind of energy ratings that we're gonna have here. Not bad. I could hold down the afterburn air brake for quite some time, and you saw that heat dissipated pretty quick too. So at least the threat meter came back off because it was dropping. So it's still got heat to dissipate before I can get back onto it further, but not bad. That is it's a good little setup there. Now I could totally see changing this setup to something along this lines right here, making this one come back over here to a let's see, what do we want? I want the ship status there, changing this one out to my weapons. Yep. Alright. So in this bird, I have no controls whatsoever. So this is purely a crewed ship. Like, if I'm going after anything, I can't fire guns, I can't do anything else. So groups, yeah, I have no controls over any of that. However, if I had a target, I could check the missiles. That may be what I have access to as a pilot, is the missiles itself. Yep, because the missiles are allowing me to turn them on and off. Okay. So as a pilot, I would be at the mercy of having to have a crew here. You know, I agree that it is kind of a bummer, because at least if I had a ship that I had even basic repeaters off the front, it means that I could solo the ship and still have some defensive capability. As of right now, I haven't flown the 600i yet. But as of right now, even that 40 SCU that could be used to haul Laranite, if you don't have somebody in a gun turret, you're still kind of a sitting duck unless you want to maneuver on them and try and get a missile lock. Now again, this is a full up and down, you know, vertical, you know, testing here, and I'm not getting anything good on it. So it flies slower and lunkier than the Caterpillar does. I mean, it's very smooth. It's good. But it's not going to ever be a knee-jerk reaction vehicle. And it's a Corvette. It's not meant to be. So I can give it its props there. So let's see what kind of rotation speed that we're looking at here. Not bad. It's not great. It takes a second for it to recover. Okay. That's pretty nice, actually. I mean, I could definitely see it if you have a larger org, and you're able to mess with this thing, and crew it out. I could see how it would definitely be a good ship. It's not going to make any money. Not for a full crew trying to split the cash on it. I think the Valkyrie wins out. Personally, I really think the Valkyrie wins out as being my next ship that we're going to purchase. At least with that thing, I can run it and do some stuff with it and then not run into any issues. Alright, So let me check over here on chat because I see you guys kind of going back and forth a little bit. 6i does have pilot weapons, not much though. I've seen that no hammerhead pirates swarm anymore. I've also seen that no hammerhead pirates spawn anymore. I don't know. Again, you know, I do mostly trading up to this point, and I'm trying to pick up other aspects of the game as well. You guys are experiencing it the same that I'm experiencing it. So, try rotating the camera to see all angles. Alright, I can do that. I can give you guys a good, full view of this thing. Now, obviously, I still have my landing gear down, but... See, like, if you look, I'm in that cockpit that's right there in the front, right? I should have access to those forward-mounted guns. Not asking for gimbal access. You know? I'm just asking for... I should have the ability to get in there and mess with those. Now, I'm going to rotate the camera a little bit more and give you guys another view. But I think what I'm going to do is try and hop over into the co-pilot seat and see if the co-pilot has any better control or any control of the forward-mounted weapons. Oh, you're right. Okay. Totally right. Rear. Hammerhead for a reason, right? Okay, there I am. My brain is all over the place today. This is going to be a really screwed up stream, but we're going to have fun with it. Alright. So let me recenter the camera there. Get that free look squared away and get right back behind the sucker. And then let me go back out of this view. Alright. So I think... You know what? I wonder, can I don't have the extra modes like you get in the fighter where you could gimbal lock something. Yeah, that's not there. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and self-destruct this bad boy. We're going to go into enter third-person view. Really? My voice attack didn't want to pick it up. Enter third-person view. There it goes. Alright, so we're going to go into a self-destruct mode and get an absolutely glorious recording of this sucker blowing up. And then we're going to work on today's goal. And today's goal was find the fleet, steal an F8. That's what I want to try. Now, maybe this becomes a little bit more viable, and maybe you might be onto something there. Maybe this becomes a little bit more viable when you're able to hire the NPC crews to actually man the stations here. So that might be something that becomes a little bit more viable of a option. Alright, so let's set her. We got 1 minute to self-destruct. So let's go to third person. Let's get ourselves a really good... No, we want the sun side of this, right? Let's get ourselves a really good view of what is about to happen with this ship. Again, maiden voyage is really, for me, just about trying the ships out and about seeing how well they handle, how well they maneuver, and if I could really find a reason to justify the purchase. And I think between this and the Valkyrie, I really want to say that it's control. Alright, come on. It is not letting me zoom. We're going to get an up-close and personal explosion, Anderson. I'm sorry. Something's not registering on the keybinds. It's not letting me zoom the sucker out. Oh, that was gimpy for an explosion for a ship this size. Yeah, I was trying, and it wouldn't let me wheel mouse it out, Anderson, so I don't know what was going on there. But that explosion was less than lackluster. Um, well, this is an interesting predicament. Something about dying and falling all the way down through the planet. That's fantastic, too. Let's see how this works. Because I don't know what's happening here. um, yeah, and see, Thomas, I think that's where I'm leaning is the Valkyrie can be used with friends, but it can also be used solo. Yeah, that was like a limbo death scene right there, so it actually forced me to go kill myself as well. That was a fun one. I must admit, I did like the way that that one played out. Although the explosion was lackluster, the final scene of me falling through the planet, that was good. At least it was entertaining to me. Okay, let's get that camera fixed. Alright, so look, like right now, here when I'm in a person mode, it's letting me use the F4 and scroll and letting me zoom. It wasn't letting me do it outside of that ship for whatever reason. Let me see here. Alright. There we go. Alright. Had to get that reset. Because he wants to stare at the ceiling. What the hell? Alright. See, I go and play with my cameras and everything just goes to pot. Okay, so we are going to head this direction. There we go. And we'll get our little strut run here, and we'll let the busybodies fly by us. I'm okay with just checking out the area. Although, the more I look at it, like right here, it looks like there's sewer water coming up and out of that. And the more I look at it, for a big city, Area 18 can still look like it's kind of grungy. But for right now, let's just kind of get ourselves where we need to be. Let's get over to the spaceport. It's time to go hunting some F8s. Made it. Alright. Trying to get my camera resituated. Alright, so again, Thomas, I know that you can do a lot of those stuff with a couple of different various things, but unfortunately, like I said, for whatever reason, in that ship at that moment, no matter what I was doing keyboard-wise, it was not letting me scroll in or out. It wasn't letting me do any of the zooms. So there may have just been some kind of server lag or some kind of bug or glitch that was going on at that moment. So I can't explain it. That's why I went and instantly tried to try it the moment that I got my my character back live again. Yeah. So very true, Anderson. It did force me back into first-person view, and that kind of was like that kind of sucked because I was looking at it like I was hoping for a really cool explosion. See, like right here, my free look seems to be stuck completely on, which is the reason why my guy looks like he's got a broken neck staring at the ceiling. So I have to try and stare down at the floor before activating a terminal. Alright, so Gladius. Gladius is going to be our bird of choice to get to where we're going to see if we can steal for an F8. It's a long flight for a Gladius, but we'll see what we can do here. That was Hangar 7, wasn't it? I think it said 7. Oh, what are you doing here? Of course, of course, of course, of course. We're going to go back up to the spaceport and we're going to check. Alright, so Anderson, there's a couple of different choices that really fit the bill, and it really depends on what your overall goal is. I personally am super attached to my Gladius. I love the fighter. There are a lot of people that have a bunch of different varying opinions there. But, you know, Thomas is very, very accurate in that statement. It depends on what you want to go after. The Gladius doesn't take as good of a hit as some of the other ships, but it's very, very maneuverable. The Saber is a very good combination. The Arrow is a solid fighter if you really want to get into it and have some upgrades that are on there. Gladius, unknown, area 18. Why are you not telling me what pad you want to put it on? That's ridiculous. Fine, we will file a claim. Now, we are going to grab our Avenger and see where it's going to put it. Now, if you want a role where you're just running an EMP ship, you know, the Warden is a fantastic little machine. Well, I was going to, but I want to be able to make it over to any of the locations, Anderson, because if the fleet is actually en route to... great. See, it puts it out there, but it's not going to give it... The Avenger has a much better range, so as long as I can get to where I need to get to... Let's double check the terminal before we run off. Then I can always pull the Gladius out. That's the reason why I just did the claim. Unknown. Track it. Come on. Tell me where it's at. Oh, the terminals are being fun. So we're going to be riding on the elevators for a minute and see what we can figure out. Such is Star Citizen. Whenever you have a goal, it really wants to be a pain. Hey, we got lucky. Yeah, so I did that technically with the Titan, and I know what you were getting at there on the Gladius, but in hindsight and retrospect, what I was really doing is trying to get a ship that I could do a significantly longer jump in. because the Gladius, that's its downfall. It does not have a very good distance that you can cover before your fuel's fully expended on that thing. So let us get our clearance and get on out of here. And then as we get heading up into orbit, that's when we'll find out where the fleet's at. But let's gimbal lock it. Alright, let's find out where our fleet's at. So yeah, like right here, obviously the fleet is not showing me, so it's got to be en route to one of the locations or not. But like if I were to take out the Gladius, I would have to go to Hurl L5, refuel, then make a jump over here to Hurston, refuel, then I would have to make a Hurl L4, refuel, and then make a jump out to Microtech if that's where the fleet is. It's absolutely stupid on fuel. It's ridiculous what it can do. But I think we're going to head to Hurston for right now, because it's the central location. Because right now that fleet is in Quantum somewhere. So this is why, in my opinion, one of the greatest starting ships that you can get bang for the buck wise is actually this Titan. It's a great long-range ship. It has some small cargo capacity to it. You can run really expensive commodities or do drug trading in the thing. It's defensible. You know, I mean, there's not a whole lot of bad things that you can say about this ship to start off with. Now, knowing what I know about the game now and how to make money, it's, again, not necessarily the first ship that I would go after. I would, you know, personally always grab the Prospector first. So let's see if our camera angles are going to work here. So here's my F4 and my mouse scroll, which is fine. It'll let me go out here. So it is actually working again. Did it? Did the 325A cargo get fixed? A lot of times what I was hearing was you would go and you would do something with that ship, and all of a sudden the cargo would, like, fall out of the thing. And then other times it wouldn't even let you load. But the 3 series, they've always been a little touchy. They're beautiful little ships, but they've always been a little touchy. Well, I'm probably, in all disclosure, I'm probably not going to buy one to actually try it out. Not until I have a few other things in play. But, you know, obviously, Friday I'm giving away a Cuddy Black, and then come, you know, next week I'm hoping to have enough money saved up just to the side so I can go ahead and purchase my Valkyrie and have that as part of my fleet. It's good to know that I'm not going to sit there and necessarily worry about trying to bank up 12 million fighting the verse on what's happening with trades right now. Early this morning, when I was doing, you know, a few things, trying to get stuff squared away and figure out chat and other things like that were bugging out last night, I did run an Astatine run, and it was very profitable. I did run a in-system, um, in the Hurston system run, a combination of Laranite and titanium, and that turned out to be pretty profitable. So, um, maybe, just maybe, what's been happening is there's been some Fleet Week stuff and a lot of people trying to grab and do trades that's been hyperinflating prices. I mean, obviously, like yesterday when we were ending the stream at Levski, I have never seen Levski ever run out of capacity to purchase diamond. It was insane. It was stupid. So, hopefully, like I said, we're just seeing ramifications of Free Flight Week taking place, and trading will be a little bit more normalized next week. Oh, damn, this thing starts its quantum spool down at 4 million out? Well, that's a big difference between a lot of the ships. So, Anderson, I'll ask you this. What's your favorite ship to fly? I'm going to satisfy my little chocolate craving here. The last of my Hershey's Kisses. It's kind of funny, my wife brought home a bag of Tootsie Rolls to replace it, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, Anderson, Caterpillar and Prospector. So I'll ask you, obviously, you have both of those ships, apparently, or at least you've rented the Prospector. Um, you were thinking of getting the Warden in-game. The Warden's not a bad ship. I mean, again, the interdiction that it has at its fingertips is great. Okay, so we are now sitting here at Hurston. So let's figure out if the fleet has landed somewhere. It has not. Alright, so let's go to... Okay, so you bought them all in-game. Okay. The starter's the 325A. Okay. And that's your combat ship. It's not bad. So, Microtech is not showing the fleet. We don't have to run there. So we need to do something in the interim here, while we're waiting on the fleet to show back up again. Because it should be sitting here. Let's go to Everest Harbor. We'll do some short in-system trading until we can get dibs on the fleet. So Thomas, is the 325 a personal favorite because was what you started out with, or is it a personal favorite just because you really like the ship's maneuverability? modules that don't give you the access to the audio. Okay. Let's take you off of cruise control, because I need to be able to see what's happening. You should have already given me my ability to say, hey, I want to land. There we go. So, Evers Harbor. Let me know. Okay. It moves the best for your fighting style and the hard with decent hard points and missiles. Okay, I cannot disagree with that at all. I mean, everybody gets to a point where there's certain ships that they really, really do well with, and others where they're like, I can't fly it for flip. Alright. Give me a landing port somewhere around here. Show me a wrench. Apparently, they don't want to let me land. Yes, it's already been granted. Alright, so... Little night. Trade routes would you recommend for 391? I've tried the titanium run from Tram and Myers, but it's money doing it. I think the market is saturated now. It is. It really is. I will tell you that the diamond from Tram and Myers Talevsky still is one of my personal favorites. But we did run into an issue yesterday where it wasn't taking the commodity. I'm going to have to wait for this to reset. It's not giving me an option where I can land. At least I can't see it anywhere. I want to get a parking violation. But other than that, obviously scrap runs from any of the hurls coming back to Port Olisar are good. I did get some luck with some Astatine runs coming off of Ida going back to Port Olisar. But you can't do those over and over and over again. Titanium coming off of Ariel in the Hurston district and taking it to Lorville will give you a little bit of money. But again, those are going to be things where you're investing quite a bit to make some. It's just, it's super saturated right now. You know what? We came in from over here. I wonder if we'll try touching down over here and seeing what happens. See if it's going to freak out. It'll tell me to get up and move away. Yeah, the market saturation is making it very difficult to be able to do anything. I'm just, again, I'm kind of concerned that they're getting ready for some of that larger trading. Let's see if it's going to let me in this one, or if it's going to... Okay, so vacating the facility because it wasn't that parking spot. Let's flip over to the other side. You're gonna do it to me anyway, aren't you? Okay. Let's get her on the ground because they're gonna store it. That's gonna be a hard landing so I can get out. I'm trying. Okay. So apparently, I'm probably going to have to pay a fine for that one. That sucks. Alright, so will it cost UEC to store monthly? Probably will. Come on, you can let me in here. Give me a working elevator, please. You're really making the stream kind of a pain in the butt today, Star Citizen. There it is. Alright. That's not cool. So, let's go to lobby. Alright, so again, while we're waiting on the fleet to pop back up on radar again, this is the problems that I was experiencing last night as I was, going through and trying to find some stuff. I had the same issues this morning. It did pop up temporarily. So, while that's happening, we're going to do some quick in-system here trading because I know Hurston is right in the middle of everything. What the heck was that noise? I would really love to be able to do the Quantitanium soon. Even if it's something like exclusive to like the Starfarer is the only way to do it. Okay. That is really, really weird. I'm getting some sound effects that I was not expecting. Which means that I'm not even getting it here from there. Where is it coming from? Alright. Some people are playing around. They're having some fun. There it is. Okay. Stickers. Alright. That's what's happening. Alright, stream stickers. Alright, so people are playing around having fun with those. Now I know what's going on, why it sounded like I had water running in the background and people having fun with it. Alright, let's get rolling here. It's the first time that I've actually heard somebody messing around with those in the stream, so thank you. Let's see now. Where is my caterpillars?
I'm here.
Burble? Burble slapped? I'm glad you're here. Alright. Maybe it would help if I paid attention again, because I keep making that same mistake and not looking at where they put it. Let me see. So, stored at Levski. We have that one at Hangar 3. On our way. Yeah, it does cost 0 bits, and I will fix that. We were actually trying to get some things set up early on, and unfortunately that's one that I didn't have set up, was for bits yet, as I was working through the configurations as I hit the affiliate status. So that's kind of what it is. We'll fix that today. Problem is, a lot of those things you can only fix when you're live and on stream. So yeah, Quantitanium, Thomas, that is absolutely beautiful when you're when you get it, but you got to find the right rocks in order to be able to do that. And unfortunately, I haven't found enough of a good supply to make a crud ton of money off of it. I did find one rock that was like 15%. It was a smaller rock, but it still made me a bunch. But it wasn't one that I would sit there and honestly say was like life changing. That I've seen some of these folks able to find, where they find like a big old gaggle of quantium rocks, and they're able to bust through them real quick, and then load them all up at one time, and then make a beeline back to port to sell it. Because the highest I personally have ever achieved is 128K off of a single mining run with the Prospector. And that was because I was sitting on almost 100% agresium and filled up the last 25% with quantium. Alright, so one quick run, and then we're going to check and see where that fleet is going to be at again. Right now, they're still not showing up at any of the locations. Alright, so we are heading to Ariel, and I like Latham better. So let's take some risk, let's get some money, and then try and figure out what the heck is going on with this fleet, because that really just is missing the purpose of the entire stream today if the fleet's not showing up anywhere. They do that by finding a cluster of rocks. All of them have quantity. Yeah, it's hard to find, but I mean, I would love to be able to run across that type of situation. I mean, if I found it and my cargo bay was full, I'll be honest with you, I'd probably just immediately turn around and either set up a beacon, call in a buddy, do something, call a friend, you know, find a lifeline, something. Let's see. So Latham, where are we at, Latham? There's Bezdek. Lathan is on this side of the planet. Good. So we should be good to go here. So in all honesty, what I'm going to do here is I'm not trying to build any trade routes. I'm not trying to do anything other than let's make a real quick buck. So when I land, all I'm going to do is take all the laranite they have and then fill the rest up with titanium and then turn tail and run. I'm not trying to go for anything beyond that. Just killing some time until we can see the fleet. Let's set that. Come back over here. Let's see if we are showing anything. Again, nothing, man. They are not... That bug is just going to be annoying today. Alright, so how close are we here? Because, oh, we're sub 10k. Alright, so we need to turn that off. And we need to take our speed down just a bit, or we're going to crash land this bad boy. Landing gear. Should be still lined up pretty well. So 5k out. Enter third person view. Since I'm not worried about fuel, we're going to just go right here on the quick pad instead of going to the larger one. Ain't gotta be pretty, just gotta be on the deck. So, just curiosity here. I'm gonna see what just a average, everyday, non-planned, just kind of trade route quickly with the Caterpillar, you know, opportunistic kind of thing is gonna net. And then we'll get back to fleet hunting. If our random first-person view camera will quit cycling on us. Come on. And there's Bob. Dude, guys, check out this shirt. I really like, for whatever reason, I really like that shirt. It's just the multiple helmets set up like space station configuration. It's really a cool shirt. I actually probably would buy one of those in real life. I know, I'm a geek. I got it. Alright, Laranite. How much you got for me? Only 32. Got it. I'll take it. Alright, so we are at 3.53 right now before we start this. Titanium, are you going to let me load out the rest? Yes, you will. There we go. So this would be reminiscent of just a full opportunistic trade that would be sitting out here right now. Lit Knight, again, that's what this is. This is just taking an opportunistic trade. Now, if you're in a smaller ship, 32 SCU of Laranite, that's a lot. You will make some decent money off of just that particular small trade. Now, guys, all of y'all that are in stream, let me ask you a question. Are you guys having persistence issues with your ship equipment? Like this morning, I checked out my Prospector and my Helix was gone. Because it would be terrible to go grab another 100k Helix mining head and then all of a sudden it's gone if the game crashes on me. Okay. Because it's so easy to make money with that ship, but again, it's just kind of a... It's a waste of money to do some of that stuff. We got Hurston already loaded up and in sights. It's gonna let us just bolt, won't it? I'll take it. I'm not going to poke around looking for it. We're actually going to go ahead and see what we can find here for Lorville. Set route. Whoa, what are you doing, ship? There we go. So again, killing a little bit of time until we can try and track down the fleet, because It's not what I want to do. Now, we might be able to see if we can go do maybe the Caterpillar mission. Show you guys exactly how crappy I am at FPS stuff. That might be a fun little thing to try. There's my spire, here's my spaceport. So let's just enjoy our slow, steady flight in. So what are some things that you guys would like to see in the game? I mean, obviously I'm just kind of BSing around right now because the fleet week is happening and the fleet's not visible. But outside of trades, what are some things that you guys would like to see? Excuse me. So, you're seeing now. Are you in my server, Lit Night? I haven't checked. Because if I need to bounce to a U.S. server in order to be able to make that happen, I think I would. Yeah, as soon as exploration becomes a little bit more of a thing, I'm going to link back up with Zig and probably let him, with his Carrack, we'll go out and do some exploration with that and see how well that works out, because that is something I definitely want to try also. Um, when is salvage supposed to be really truly put into the game, Thomas? Do you know? Is it 3.11? Because I do know if you blow up a cargo ship right now, the cargo itself sits out there in space for a short time before it desinks, and if you have a way to actually get a hold of the cargo, then you can take it and sell it. Yeah, it'll be by 3.11 then. If they're saying end of the year, it's 3.11. I get the nose of this girl down here so I can get it in place. Really? You're gonna get stuck in an automated landing? There you go. Okay. No, Lit Knight, you don't get it. Basically, there's a prisoner mission that you go and you shoot down some escorts, and then you basically EVA onto a caterpillar, and you have to kill. It's got a gangster lean going. Then you end up having to kill quite a few guards, and you do prisoners. You either kill a couple prisoners or you save a couple prisoners, and you get a crime stat while you're doing it. So it's a lot of fun, but it's intended to be FPS. Let's see here. So absolutely nothing's available because of the way that auto land jacked me up and landed me. Look at that. Ship was sliding. I hadn't seen that since the original 390 where the winds were blowing like crazy. See, look, it slid the ship all the way over here to the side. That is just... I'm glad they're going to store the sucker here before we ever even make it back. That right there is ridiculous. Alright, chalk it up to glitches in the system right now. Let's just go offload this stuff before it randomly decides it's going to blow up my ship. And then what we'll do is we'll log out. We'll go to a different server. I'll switch from the Australian servers from the morning, and I'll switch over to the US servers, and then see if the fleet is showing up on those servers. Because I would like to get to shenanigans. Though I wonder how well I'll do with just my shotgun. That'll be... Alright, we'll make it. We'll make it happen. Central Business District. And we missed it. Damn it. Okay. So if someone has a crime stat, how can you tell? Alright. You'll receive bounties for them. Most bounties will just kind of register as far as in person or in ship, and usually they'll have a red triangle around them showing that they're, you know, they've got a high crime stat to them. But you'll get quantum beacons, you'll get a few other things that give you access to be able to see that. If they're in the ground, if they're on the ground, usually most of your places are armistice zones. So you really won't be able to do too much to tell, you know, who they are. But if they're at one of the, if they're trying to hack through the systems in order to be able to get rid of their crime stat, they'll be usually the only player that is there at one of the comm relays that they're doing it at. So it's usually pretty easy to tell at that point who they are. But your Moby-Glass will, if you accept the bounty on them, your Moby-Glass itself will give you quantum beacons to track them down and trace them down. It looks like he's trying to do the electric slide as he's going, as you strafe left or right. I mean, that's like sad when it's like lead with the pelvis. Alright, let's go see what our opportunities netted us. And of course, my head looks like it's broken. Give him a second, catch his breath. I don't have the meter up because I don't want to be in first person. That was not what he's supposed to be doing here. You goob. Come on. Boy, he is really just being... Maybe it is the Aussie servers right now. That's some really weird crap that's going on. Alright, so let us sell and find out what we actually made just by goofing around. We were at 3.35, if I remember correctly. Or was it 3.53? Yeah, it was 3.53. So even just that little quick grab titanium run here in Hurston net us almost 100K. So I'm going to put that one back on the viable list now that the wins are not like stupid silly here at Lorville. But with that, we're going to do a real quick suicide. And that was like the ugliest suicide I think I've ever seen in my life. That was alarming and disturbing on many levels. And from here, we're bouncing, and we're going to go ahead and head over to a US server. I want to say that maybe what's happening now is that we're starting to see over in Australia, or people that normally play in the Aussie servers are starting to wake up and get online. So we might be starting to experience some of the server lag and crazy stuff that's happening there. So Stanton system, let's go back into the US. And hopefully this will give us an opportunity to see the fleet. So I'm purposely going to be trying to get myself a crime stat by engaging some of those ships and luring them off. Also, I don't do this very often, so I have never attempted to escape prison, which means that eventually when I get thrown in prison, I'm probably just going to have to do some quick first-person mining in order to be able to get out. One backpack load of just about anything in there, if you only have a crime stat of 2 or 3, will take off most of your sentence, which is not a big issue. Might not be the most exciting stuff to watch, but it does get you done. Let's see, Fleet Week, come on, show me where the fleet is at. Yep. It is showing it now. Good. So maybe it was just a problem that where we were sitting within the Australian servers. So I'm pretty sure if we zoom in on their beacon, they're already at Bajini Point, right? I don't think I can get there in time to actually do anything about that. But if we get a crime stat and fly to them, that might be something a little different. Okay. That's the plan. We will go ahead and grab our Gladius here. And we're going to head over and see what we can do about trying to get that F8. It's time to do what we said we were going to do on the stream. may have to go down and get me some tea or something. Throw some lemon in it or some honey. I'm gonna kill my voice today if I stay on till 5, but we'll just make it happen. Run, 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 run. Damn it. Okay. So again, guys, I just want to let you know I do appreciate every single one of y'all for being here and watching and participating back and forth with me. You know, again, I've always said it. I think chat really makes the stream when you got people that are active and when you can chat back and forth with folks, and you know, there's a lot of questions and answers. Because again, I'm still new enough to the game that I have my own set of questions. And I'm really looking forward to Friday. Just James, we are definitely trying to do that right now. I'm on my way to go grab my Gladius to see if we can go get ourselves in trouble and then get one of the F8s to chase us. Nobody has posted a legitimate way to get a hold of one. I've seen somebody flying one, but nobody has said how to do it. So the best that I can come up with, because they're a security force, and this was, you know, recommendation the other day, is basically get a crime stat, fly into the armistice zone, get one of the fighters and security forces to chase you, and then right as you exit the armistice zone, park the ship. Basically park it, eject out of it, and let them blow it up. And then while you're in EVA, you get on top of one of their ships while they're trying to blow it up, and then you try and take it over from there. So we'll see how it works out, but that's the best working theory that I've heard thus far on how to be able to do it. And if I can get a hold of one, the prison sentence will be worth it. And if I can get a hold of one and anybody's in game, I'll give them a chance to go fly it and try it out. Hangar 9. This time I was paying attention. And then before we leave Hurston, we're going to double check and make sure that the fleet has not left and jumped from ArcCorp. You're going to swing by to watch just to see me get blown up? That's so caring, man. I love you too, brother. You know, how did college work? It's not funny unless it's stupid and somebody gets hurt and goes to jail. I think that's how college worked. Hey, Mark Cars, welcome back. I'm glad you were able to go ahead and get into the game. Alright, so everybody, please do me a favor. Mark Cars just told me that it is his birthday. I would like everybody to turn around and, you know, let them know, or let him know that it's, you know, wish him a happy birthday, please. Let me open the hangar here. Alright, so college-wise, okay? I bounced around a lot. So I was, during my college years, I was in the military, and I was in the Army, just to be perfectly clear. But I had a wife and kids at the time, so it was really, really difficult to just be in one place. But the school that I ended up going through, I did do some time at. That sounds like I was in prison, right? So I did do some time through the Houston Community College system to get some basics out of the way. And this is like 20 plus years ago. So online classes were not really a thing back then. Very few colleges had them. And then I did do some additional classes in Blinn Junior College out in College Station area. And then I did some more courses through the military, and the sister school that they were using at the time was the University of Iowa. So, realistically, my college experience was all over the place. Um, and then I ended up finishing up with a business school that's called Almeida School of Business, and that's where I ended up getting my master's from. So it's very eclectic, but again, during that time frame, I was still young. I was in the military, so it was party time central. So I can honestly say that that's how it worked in college. Was, it wasn't funny until somebody got hurt or arrested. So that's just kind of the way it was. And maybe it was more the military than anything else, because that's really when we started laughing. It was when somebody got hurt. Alright, so they're still down here in ArcCorp. Let's see if we can make the flight. We do have enough quantum fuel to make the flight. Gonna be a little bit of a longer flight, guys, to get there, but we're gonna do what we gotta do. Alright. So again, while we're flying here, and this is usually one of the more boring visuals that you're going to end up getting, um, feel free. Ask me questions in chat, guys. Let's kind of make sure we keep it interesting and fun so that we don't have people bouncing in and out while we're getting ready to try and do our first attempt today at stealing an F8. Just because it takes, 5 or 6 minutes to get over there. I think I need to grab some hard candy instead of chocolate with all this talking. Killing my voice today. And what is everybody's plans for the day, actually? Who's got what going on? Anything exciting? You know what? I just realized the system completely reset my Gladius. I have nothing equipment-wise on here that is, in my opinion, top tier. But that's alright. It'll still get the job done. Well, James, here's the deal. I know I'm planning on streaming until 5 o'clock Central my time, so that's about the same time you get off of work. But, because I will be playing later on this evening, you're more than welcome to hook up with me later on this evening and we can work on earning some money. I got a pair of cats that's looking for some trades. Alright, so I'm headed to ArcCorp right now. That was where, right before I did the jump, that was where they were registering. Was still sitting out here at Bajini Point. So we're going to go ahead and update this because I want to actually set to their quantum beacon. Anderson, just what I showed. I know you've got a Caterpillar, so I know what I just showed was technically viable. That was a 100K profit, just going really quickly to Ariel and coming right back over to Lorville. So I can honestly say if it stays steady, and that's the capability of happening, even without doing a ton of Laranite in the run, take it. Take advantage of it while it's there. Okay. Anybody else seeing that right there? Live servers are scheduled to shut down at 1500 UTC for a patch deployment. Okay, so what is 1500 UTC? Let's find out. UTC. So 10 a.m. So 3 p.m. Wednesday. 1500 UTC. What do we got? World clock. My time. So that is going to be what looks like 10 p.m. tonight. At 10 p.m. tonight, those servers are going to shut down for a patch. So I'm not buying squat in game. I'm going to be making sure that I am not running cargo and I'm not logged in. Alright, so let's get going. Where is our next jump point? Right here. The fleet will be fighting back. It's PTU in the moment. Titanium and Laranite. So Anderson, I grab what I can from the titanium, or sorry, the Laranite first, and then I fill up with Laranite after the fact. Well, like I said, I'm just going to see how this is going to play out, because if they're already in an armistice zone, there's nothing I can do about it, which they're already in an armistice zone. I have to have a crime stat in order to be able to get them to do anything to me. Which means I have to find some other ships that are outside of the armistice zone. Because last time I tried to fly into them, like even trying to do just like a gentle nudge fly into them kind of scenario, it ended up causing me to blow up because I was too close to them. So we'll have to just hang out here for a few minutes and see how they work when they start moving. Although part of me seriously wants to just see what I can do with... What can I do here? Blackjack security. Let's see if I can get a crime stat with this dude. Because if he's far enough, I'll bounce into him. Let's see what happens. I'm more than happy to give him a gentle little kiss. Let's nudge him out here. That's fine. Let's see what we can do about pushing you. Can we do? Come on, you can let me do it. There we go. That's one little gentle nudge. That's another little nudge. Come on. I just want to make you mad. Oh, that one hurt me. Am I stuck in his ship? I'm stuck in his ship. Oh, that's awesome. It's not awesome from the fact that I'm gonna like get free or anything, but can I get out of here? That's the question. Will it let me roll? Will it let me do anything? Do I have my... Oh, that sucks. Back up. Lift off. Do something. Nothing? My ship's falling apart around me. Let's see. Can I now do this? Ejection! What happens if, since I've ejected, can I get back over here and do anything now? I don't know how I got my ship stuck in there, man. There's like, that's ridiculous. Don't worry about the bot, man. It's all good. So stupid, man. Where the hell's the pilot? I don't know how I managed that. I was just trying to give him gentle nudges and kisses and move him along his way, and it didn't work out that way. And then all of a sudden, it just, like, put my ship through his. That's fine. So I got 5 minutes to figure out how I'm going to do this in the first place. Because I'm in an armistice zone, which won't let me pull out any weapons right here. There's no pilot in this thing. So I got 5 minutes to see if I can land my butt here at on the station, so it can register that I'm here. Which I don't know if I can make it there in time. Alright, so guys, if the servers are down for 15 minutes to an hour, I will bring the stream back live the moment the servers are up and running again. I'll use that time and go grab some lunch or something like that. And then we'll take a look and see what all the patch notes are that are going to be on that. So we're going to make a beeline down here and see if we can get to where we can put our feet on station. So if it's not one thing, it's another. That was hilarious, though. I do like the way that that played out, where I had the Gladius actually get stuck in his ship. That's freaking fantastic. I'm hearing some music. Come on, let me make it there. Like I said, guys, I will if it does die down and go off, then what I'll do is I'll put us on a stream break, and then I will bring the stream back up as soon as I can get back into Star Citizen. Because again, with my luck, I'll probably be facing all the little glitches and all the little problems and not be able to get my character out again. But we'll see. Am I gonna fall? Yes, I am. But what's it gonna do to me? Nothing. I'll take it and fall to the ground. Fall on my head. Alright. So they already have the change log up, Anderson? At least here we were able to put our boots on the ground. So let me get in here, see if I can claim my if I can make it there in time. See if I can claim my Gladius and get ready for it. Fixed another server crash. Okay, so... Alright, so where are you looking at to see the changelog? Are you actually looking on the RSI website, or are you looking at, like, the launcher notes? Titan, Everest Harbor, that's fine, so I know you're there. Gladius, let's claim you before the server dies. It didn't show. Okay, so here's the problem. I have it set up to where my bot will not let links be posted in chat. That's probably why I didn't see it. I'll be honest with you, I was getting some situations where some people were coming in, and I'd say some people, but it was probably other bots that were coming in, and they were posting porn links. So I wanted to kill that kind of routine really, really quickly. Alright, so in the meantime, let's just jump on back over here and see what we can come up with then. Let's jump over to Robertson Space Industries. Let's see, so is that going to be under community or development? Okay, that one I see. Let's grab that one. Let's see, so we should be here with this one. Okay, so server database and backend fixes. Service stability. Account stuck in a bad state, which includes missing ships, missing mobiGlas, character, or stuck in the character creation screen. Good. Good to know. Okay. I'm glad that they're actually going through that. Feature updates. Increase Fleet Week mission timer from 15 to 30 minutes. Okay. Bug fixes. Here's the good stuff. Fixed vice area issue in the Cutlass Black where variants were allowing players to see into the cockpit. Okay. So we heard about that one from Chad. So they did fix that. The Aquila should no longer clip the landing pad and break off components. Didn't get to experience that one, but that's cool. Glad they got that. Fixed with the Cutlass Blue flight controller, so it should now have intended rotation values. Overheat properly and have proper afterburner multiplier. Okay, that's good. Now, I haven't flown the Blue yet. I know it just came out that they were allowing it to work. So that's good. I pretty much figured they were going to have some issues ship-wise as they were running through. Usually every time you launch something new, you're going to have a couple bugs around it. So that's good that they're already working on that. We'd skipped over the Invictus fleet should now consistently spawn at their intended destinations. Excellent. So that's the issue that I was running into on the other server where I couldn't see them. Paints attached to the Constellation Aquila should now correctly display. Okay. So that's a feature I haven't played with yet, is painting my ships. I kind of figured I'd leave it alone because Persistence was acting up and acting goofy in the first place. Fleet Week ships should now correctly fire at hostiles when inside green zones. Oh, that sucks. No, it's good, but it sucks. That means that I can't have a crime stat and fly by them without getting shot while my weapons are offline. That just makes our job a little harder. Fixed an issue causing Javelin turrets to scale larger than intended. Well, like the Javelin turrets needed to scale any larger. Fix the issue that allows players to get in and steal the NPC's F8s and F7. Oh! Damn you. Okay. So, with the patch, apparently we can no longer steal the F8s. Damn it. That's all I got. Damn it. Okay. Fix incorrect QT fuel capacities on the Pisces, Terrapin, and 315. Yeah, absolutely it's a money scheme, dude. Hold on. Fix multiple issues with the Javelin and Idris, where they are causing extra damage to the fleet when attacked. Increase the health of some components. Attacked when the fleet, Javelin, Idris. Okay. Technical. Fixed a client crash and fixed a server crash. No testing it, only buy it. Yep, I agree, dude. That sucks. Oh my god, that sucks. Alright. 391 has been released. It is strongly recommended players delete their user folders before patching. So this was the 391. Obviously, database reset was yes, and that was the reason why a lot of people were having a lot of issues. So we're not going to go down into 391. But that just means that the F8 fighter will not be able to be done today. If not ever. Somebody's probably going to find another way to exploit that, and then we can maybe revisit it. But that's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. I'm sorry, so I guess today's going to turn back into a trading video. Alright. Let's double check because server should have been reset, right? I mean, it's been longer than 5 minutes. So where is our stuff here? Why? Why are you not being cool about this? I mean, I don't want to go grab a ship and then get out there and all of a sudden have a load of cargo and it's resetting. I mean, when we checked it earlier, and that was the whole thing, it said 1500 UTC, right? So 1500 UTC with my local time shows minus 5 hours, right? So 10 a.m.? Yeah, that was 10 a.m. Right? That's just 3 o'clock p.m., 15. Alright, so yeah, we should have been alright, but why was it telling us we had 5 minutes to reset? It changed to 1700? Okay, so we got approximately 2 hours then, right? Okay. So okay, I could see that if they meant 17, because then that would mean noon my time, right? And we got the warning, but nothing happened. So I'm still hesitant here. I'm really kind of concerned about making a very large cargo run. Do we test fate? Because when I load this up, I'm looking at like 500k worth of commodity here. Nope. Anybody else see that fly past me? Alright, hangar 4. Just buy one of each. Go to ports, checking prices. Safest way. It is, but where's the fun in that? If there's no risk, there's no reward. Excuse me. I actually think... Yeah, we're going to go with the short route. We're going to take that. Since we're right here anyway, we'll head over to Walla. Although I'm curious as to whether or not I should even try Walla heading into Hurston, but we're going to be making a flight that direction anyway. So let's do it. We'll load up with what Laranite they have here, and then we'll bounce over. Hit up Ariel on the way. And suffer immense losses as we go through this whole process. Boy, it took a while for that door to open. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. If the patch hasn't dropped yet... Screw this. I'm out. If the patch hasn't dropped yet, why they haven't put the fix in? We still have a little bit of time. So let's make sure that we're good on that front, because I'll put you back up. Okay, seriously, door? Stop it. Still don't want to tell me to take my stuff. Like I said, if the patch hasn't dropped yet, then theoretically we still have a small window where we can try and do this. We should be able to play up until the point where it kicks us out. Okay. I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it, but alright. Okay, pad 1. We're still going to try this. Now, the trick is, I think we're still going to have to get a crime stat to make it happen. So we're probably going to have to piss off a player or do something. So, James, are you still... did you make it over here? Did you make it all the way over into the area? Okay. So is the Invictus fleet still here? It doesn't look like it. It looks like they bounced to the next location. So where did they go? Come on. Everest Harbor. We know that. Damn it. Like I said, we got a very small window to see if this is going to happen before the patch actually hits. So, the servers are down, but yet they still got me in and haven't disconnected me. That means, yeah, they're hot patching right now. Because I don't have a special connection that's any different than you. So, regardless of whether I'm streaming or not, there's nothing there. So I will expect that they'll probably kick me here soon. Yep, so, James, once we're able to get back in, once the hot patch is done, or once the patching's done, if I can't do anything about the F8 by that point. You're welcome to link up with me. We'll get into a party real quick, and then what we'll do is we'll grab out I'll grab out the pair of caterpillars, let you fly one, and we'll see what we can do about getting some more high-risk trading done, much larger quantities. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, no worries. Absolutely no worries about that. After 5 o'clock, then we'll make sure that happens. Because hopefully Chad can get on too, and then we can pick up. There it is. There's our disconnection. All right. That's what I thought was going to end up happening. All right, so that is going to be the patch that they are kicking in. So I don't know how long we're going to be down for. So for right now, I am going to go ahead and kill Star Citizen, and I will have the stream brought back up here as soon as I can get back into the system and get back into the game, guys. So rather than just kind of have it sitting here and everybody just watching some blank screens and whatnot, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the stream and be ready to come back here in hopefully less than an hour. So if you're following the channel either on YouTube or you're following it on Twitch, just keep an eye out for the notifications, and I appreciate y'all hanging around this morning. We will kick back up for the second half of the day here as soon as the servers are back live. So